Okay, so let's test our project. I'm using release 64 version for this. First of all, we're going to launch the authentication server. Then the chat server. And the client. There we have it. The authentication server notices a connection with the chat server. And the client is connected to the chat server. The client has no idea there's an authentication server behind it. So let's try to use this. The console of the client tells us that we can either use register to create a new user or authenticate to log into an existing user. If we type anything in this screen, it should throw us an error. It's telling us to log in before calling a function or using anything text-based. So let's go ahead and try to authenticate. Okay, so Max Payne does not exist in the database. There's no account associated with that name, so it throws us an error. Let's try to create an account for that. Okay, so Max Payne is properly registered. Now in the database there should be fields with the Max Payne and a hash with the password that's monasx. So let's try to authenticate now. That's what our console is telling us to do. But then let's try to use a wrong password. So the user Punchinello does not exist. Let's try now logging into the Max Payne account. With a wrong password. So the password is invalid for the user Max Payne. Let's try now to log in using the proper password for the Max Payne account. Okay, so we're now logged in. This means that the password that which is monasx, was properly checked against its hash that's stored into the database. Notice that any command that I pass here should fail because Max Payne is still not registered into a chat room. So if I say hi, for instance, it throws us an error. So let's try to join the room NYPD. Now we have successfully joined the room, and I can say hi, and then it will print out to us that the user Max Payne says hi at the NYPD room. At this point, we can create another client instance. Let's try to do that. Now we have 4 applications running and 2 clients. First, in a similar manner, let's try to authenticate a user. For this test, we're going to try to log into the Max Payne account from a second client. So we cannot do that because Max Payne is already logged into another client. So if we close Max Payne, the client that's logging in with Max Payne, we should be able to use Max Payne into the new client. So let's try doing that. There we have it. Let's join the chat room again. Okay, so Max Payne is back into action. Let's open another client. And create a new user. Okay, so Vini Gognity has been registered, and now logged in as well. Let's join the room NYPD and exchange a few messages. Okay, so we can see that in Vini Gognity's client, it received a message from Max Payne to that room, NYPD. Max Payne can leave this room. And everybody should know that. Now, if Vini Gognity sends a message, there shouldn't be any messages being showed in Max Payne's client. Let's try joining again. Now Max Payne is back again into the room. Okay, and now Vini Gognity has sent a message that shows up on Max Payne's. Great. If we open up a third client application, okay, so now we have a user that's Vlad. Vlad is joined the mob. And let's say Max can also join that room. So Max now connected to the NYPD and also is connected to the mob rooms. We can see that the message from Vlad will appear into Max's window, but it will not show up on Vini's window. And if Vini sends a message, only Max should receive that. That completes our quick demonstration.